in at an earlier period in our history. But now let's talk about this whole question of drugs and narcotics. And I say that primarily because quite recently we had the communications director for a Partnership for a Drug-Free America, Ms. Brenda Trotman, on this program. And she indicated that the greatest drug problem today is marijuana. And we wanted to simply follow that up. I think we also mentioned that to Chief Turner when we had an opportunity to talk to him. But it is her contention that all of the research and everything else shows that if we could deal with the problem of marijuana, not the problem of crack, not the problem of heroin, but the problem of marijuana, that we would eventually solve the question of drugs in America. Now, I want you to speak to that and give us some information in reference to that.
That's a real difficult issue to address, and I would not claim to be an expert in the area of narcotic investigations. That's not specifically what we do, but I would agree with the perception that marijuana is perhaps the most prevalent illegal drug. Alcohol is by far the most prevalent legal drug, and we see that a great deal as it relates to children. But I would agree that marijuana is a very prevalent drug, and we see that a good bit. We see it some in the schools, but primarily not in the inside the classrooms, but more, you know, among school-age children. It's a cheaper drug. It's easier to get a hold of, and obviously it has had a long-term interest. I mean, it goes back decades. So I would tend to agree with that.
Very good. Ms. VMeece8, let's give you an opportunity to talk about some of the things dealing with the why that we've not had an opportunity to talk about. I know one of the issues that we have attempted to address at this station during this period has to do with domestic violence and whatnot. And so let's have you, since we do know that the Y has a domestic violence program, let's have you to give us, our audience, some information, even though we know you might not be the director of that program, et cetera. But as of this moment, you are the person who has probably more information about the Y's domestic violence programs. And so let's have you to talk about it.
I'd be glad to talk about that. Actually, the YW has two domestic violence programs. It's a need that we feel that needs to be addressed, and the YW has been seen as a leader in that area for numerous years. We provide support groups. We do a lot of court advocacy on this issue. And again, it goes back to that philosophy of empowering women to reach their full potential. A lot of times it's letting them know they have a safe place to come to, and that there are legal and other options out there for them, and that they do not need to stay in an unsafe environment. So again, it's really giving women skills and empowering them to move beyond an unhealthy situation and really giving them hope. And we do that not only with our youth department, but also in the area of domestic violence.
And so, and of course, Captain VMeece, you would also agree that domestic violence is an important issue. As a matter of fact, the Metropolitan Police Department has done quite a bit in terms of trying to deal with that as an issue. We've had a person here